If you want a woman to be more attracted to you, then do less. Talk less, like her less, show up less, literally everything less. Women are unattracted to men that are overly interested in them. So a lot of times you guys go on first dates, you wonder why you don't get a second date, because you were talking too much. You were making it too much about yourself. You weren't being a mirror, just being a reflection of whoever she is. Do less. You were overly anxious in your texts. You were sending paragraphs and she's replying to you in 1 or 2 sentences. Once again, you're showing you're overly emotional. That's how women judge men that just care too much. They think you're feminine. So you want to be more masculine in her eyes. You want to be the more ideal partner. Literally just be a bit detached from her. That is what keeps her curious. She then wants to work for that validation. That's where the power dynamic in relationships come from. Which partner is looking for validation? So unfortunately, many men, you fall victim to the partner that's trying to be validated. And so this woman is on a pedestal, you're idolizing her, you're worshiping her, you're putting everything first, when in reality, that's making her less attracted to you. Now, if you can position her to where she's now trying to prove her worth, she's now trying to, pique your interest, that's how you keep a woman interested. There's a psychological hack. People like people that they help. So think about it. You have relationships where there's this woman who is the damsel in distress, and then there's this superhero figure. Who likes the individual more in that dynamic, the superhero figure? Superman liked Lois Lane way more than Lois Lane liked Superman. He was always at her rescue. The more he rescued her, the more he liked her. That is actual psychology. That's just human behavior. So when you get into a dynamic where you're doing more in a relationship than she is, especially in the early stages, you're already set up for failure. You're set up for either she's never going to like you that much and she's going to keep you around because of the comfortability, the ease. She's going to abuse your time. She's going to leverage the fact that you are so emotional about her. Or you get into a dynamic where it's the complete opposite. She feels as if she needs to show you why she's worthy. She needs to prove to you why you should take her more seriously. That is how it's going to be. I like to always compare relationships in this formality. We have a gun in the middle of the room. The two of you are on opposite ends. Who's going to get to the gun first? That's it. Whoever gets to the gun, that person has power in the relationship dynamic. So if you want to be the first person to the gun, just don't care. Do not care. Don't get overly jealous. Don't be extremely just involved for no reason. Keep your distance. Let her come to you. It's the only way. If you don't, you're going to just push her away. It's the push and pull method. It's just how society works. It's physics almost. Everything we look at in life, there's already a repetitive pattern. We've seen it before. We've seen it in different circumstances amongst different cultures. It's the same thing all the way around. The man who cares the least is the man that wins, especially when it comes to dating, relationships. You can't appease these women. There's nothing you can do to make a woman happy. So men that run into troubles with dating, it's because they're steadily trying to make this woman happy, trying to, prove their worth to her, trying to keep her interested, when it should be the other way around. So learn to do less. My favorite thing on dates, I'm just asking questions. Whatever she asks me, I'm always spinning it right back to her. I don't need to talk about myself. That allows me to also be mysterious. She then is curious about me. Well, who are you? What do you really do? How do you live this life? All those things. Keep her wondering, keep her guessing. Women like puzzles. But the moment they've solved that puzzle, guess what? They want a new one. They want a new challenge. You only keep her as long as you can keep her interested. How do you do that? You do less. Don't be so giving in the early stages. A lot of you guys are just too generous. Yes, you have successful careers. You worked very hard for it. Some of you come from troubled homes. You were struggling in childhood. You have a lot of trauma. It doesn't matter. This woman, you just met her. She wasn't with you shooting the gym. She wasn't a part of the journey. She wasn't climbing the top of the mountain with you. You literally just met her. And now she's benefiting off of everything that you've done in your lifetime. You just met this woman. And guess what? It's not making her like you more. You could be paying her rent. You could be paying her car bill. You could be paying her electricity. You could be taking her shopping every month. And she's going to fall for the guy that doesn't care about her. She's going to be using your resources to go see the guy that doesn't care about it. She's going to be getting dolled up with the outfits you brought her, the makeup you paid for, to go see another man that cares less about her. It's just like Titanic. All right? The guy that was willing to give her everything, he's like, you can have all the money in the world, this and that. She didn't care about that. She wanted the guy that just made her feel something exciting. The guy that couldn't give her as much. Why? Because she was stimulated emotionally. The physical things that a man tries to give a woman isn't going to keep her happy, isn't going to appease her. It's the emotional stimulation. You don't get the emotional stimulation from doing a lot. You get that from doing less. You get that from being an interesting person, someone she's just curious about. The chemistry just has to be there naturally. But guess what? You don't have to fight for chemistry. It's not the more you work hard, the more the chemistry comes. It's either there or it's not. So you guys fall into this trap of you think you have to do more when you need to do. You don't need to do anything. You're actually doing too much. Do less. Like her less. Show up less. The girls I've gone out the way the most for, I've gotten the least results in my investment. The least. The least. You know, the girls that I get the most from, the girls that do the most for me. Prime example, I went to go see 2 girls in Europe, one in Italy, one in Germany. The Italian girl, she's offering me her home, a place to stay. She's like, oh, hey, Marvin, do you want to stay in my home or do you want to get a hotel? I said, of course, I'll get the hotel. The other girl I go see in Germany, I'm just, winging it. I get there. She's like, what hotel are you staying in? Guess which woman I was sleeping with. It wasn't the one asking me which hotel I was staying in. It was the one offering me her home. That's it. The woman that I had to do least for gave me more perks, more benefits. But the woman that I needed to set additional accommodations, I had to spend additional resources when, once again, I'm an American in Europe. I already just traveled from the other side of the world, and nonetheless, she's still looking for more. If that wasn't enough to show up and to be present in that moment, then guess what? It's cooked. So guys, realize that these women, they've made their mind up. They know which guy they want. They know which guy they don't want. All that's happening is she's just letting it happen really quickly because she likes you, or she's making you do more, take your time because she doesn't like you. She's waiting for you to prove to her why she should. She's looking for additional reasons. And what are you going to do? You fall into the trap. Then you have the sunk cost fallacy, right? You've spent so much, you've invested so much, you don't want to walk away. It feels like, how can this be? It just is. These women don't care, okay? They care more when you care less, okay? So do less. Don't talk so much. I'm telling you, one of the easiest ways to get a woman to like you, stop talking so much. Be curious. Be a guy that just leaves her wondering, like, there's something about him I just can't figure out. Those are the guys women love. They love the guys they cannot figure out. Those guys are mysterious. They have this mystique about them. How do you get a mystique? You just don't say that much. You have her wondering more about your background, your upbringing, your career, your interests, all these things. You do a very slow leak. But you guys take the fire hose method. You just let it all out. You give her everything. You tell her everything about yourself, your personal. You give her everything financially. You give her everything emotionally. Leave something to yourself. Keep, as a man, there has to be a fraction of you that no one else in this world can get. Not your kids, not your wife, not your friends. But too many of you, you meet a woman, you give her that very same thing you should keep to yourself. Keep it, hide it, cherish it. The Bible says, guard your heart, for all your problems of life come out of it. There's a part of your heart you must keep safe. You must not let anyone access it. So in terms of how do you make yourself more attractive to a woman, you have a fraction of your heart that is inaccessible to anyone on the outside. That alone will have a woman hooked because she wants to be the first person to gain access, but in reality, she never will. That's how you keep her around. There are women in my life that are going to stay around simply because they know I don't want to settle down. And they're like, why? How can you not want to settle down with me? I'm the perfect catch. I have all these things going on. But I'm honest, and I'm also just on a mission. I'm focused. I know that no matter where I end up at the end, I just know that I'm so vision focused, legacy focused. I'm so committed to my goal. There are going to be numerous women that are just attracted to the fact that I'm committed to a purpose. My purpose is bigger than partnership. Your purpose has to be bigger than partnership, gentlemen. That is when you truly achieve a state of desirability. Women can feel that. You can call it the MLK effect, the Obama effect. Any great man that had to achieve a significant purpose, that purpose alone kept not only his woman at bay, but so many women who just wanted to be involved in that individual's life. They want to be a part of history. They want to be a part of the story. That is it. You live your life in a way where she just wants to be a part of that story. You don't have to tell her the entire story. Let her join in whatever chapter she comes in and let her find out what happens. Don't give her everything. You can't give a woman your all. You're going to bore her. You're going to lose her. It's unfortunate. That's just the way they work. Women are very backwards. They don't even understand themselves. So they'll say, I want a man that's very present. I want a man that, is up under me. I want a man that's pursuing me heavily. And the same men that do exactly what they want, they don't get the results. It's the guys that they just can't figure out, why are you not obsessed with me? Why are you not calling me so much? Why are you not texting me so much? Why are you not jealous? So do less. Don't be the guy that's overly invested emotionally, financially. Be the guy that's just very laid back. You like to speak with her. When you speak with her, if she contacts you, cool. If not, it's okay. Whenever she's with you, you're calm. It's a good time. That is the sweet spot. Be the calm, fun guy. She'll always be back. Because there's another guy that is always anxious. There's another guy that is always getting mad. He's always getting overly emotional. Just be the guy that every time she comes, you're a calm, peaceful environment. That's it. And still yet, you're mysterious. You don't give her that much. You're very chill. So we're on dates. I'm telling you guys, ask a lot of questions. Whatever she says to you, even if she asks you a question, find a way to turn it right back on her. I believe that dates should be 80-20. 20% you ask some questions, 80% she's responding to those questions. And the more she's talking, the more she's sharing with you, she'll start to like you more. Because even too, you can also start to form or shift a lot of your personality based on just her interests. I do that all the time. Based on a woman's interests, I'm shifting my personality to align with that. I don't need to give her certain elements of me. Now, do I still be my true self? Yes. But once again, this is business when it comes to dating. Clients like individuals that remind them themselves. When I used to work in banking, it was a popular trait to where bankers, you dress like the client. If the client is casual, you go into the meeting casual. If the client is very professional, you go into the meeting extremely professional. You go in with a tie. Mirror the client. Same thing in sales. When I worked at Saks Fifth Avenue, you want to sell more suits to the high-end clients, to the bankers, you wear a suit, you look like them. That's how sales work. So even in dating, be a chameleon to these women. That's all they want. These women just love talking about themselves, hanging around people that remind them themselves. So just be a reflection of her. She's going to stay around the more. It's really that easy when it comes to dating, but you guys get too caught up in your ego. You get too caught up in trying to prove who you are. Let the process flow naturally, organically. Allow her to pour into you, to want to invest into you, and that's how you keep her around. But a woman that doesn't invest into you, a woman that isn't pursuing you, a woman that doesn't like you more, you're never going to be able to keep her around. You're always going to be playing this cat and mouse game, chasing her, and she's just getting further and further away. And you're just like, what's going on? These women don't like men that like them too much. I wish I could tell you why, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. They don't even know why. So the easiest thing to do is to be the guy that keeps her interested. Be the guy that does very little. That's the James Bond effect. That's the Playboy effect. James Bond in these movies, he's just a fun guy. He just shows up. He's shooting a gun. He's drinking a martini. He's like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to Croatia next. I just came back from Istanbul. It's just fun. It's unique. It's like, without even saying too much, think about that. Although it's a fictional character, this guy is a hired, trained assassin. These women don't know that about him. He's not telling that much. Have that same application when you're dealing with women. Don't let them know you're an assassin. Give them a fraction of who you are and let them be curious. Let them say, man, I really want to hang around this guy more to just see who he is. There's things about him I just don't understand. That is a sweet spot to keep a woman around. You keep her curious, guessing. Keep her on her toes at all times. She's got to be dancing around. You're like a boxer moving around the ring. Don't stay in one corner. Move around. Keep her guessing. Keep her guessing. Slip, pull. weave, roll. That is the way to win in modern dating. Keep that woman guessing, do less, be your mirror, and you will secure any ideal woman. Now, if you need help with that implementation, you don't know how to essentially build your mystique, you feel as if you're overly anxious, you don't know how to deal with your nervousness, I will help you bridge that gap. I help clients all over the world, and what you're gonna do is click the link that's in the description and apply for Trust Fund Baddies Academy. I'm gonna help you with your presentation, your image, your execution, your banter, your flirt, your escalation, and most importantly, the fact that you can close more opportunities with your ideal woman. Trust Fund Baddies only.